So Ed, I've got a pretty good idea now about the troubles you're facing at work. You'd also mentioned last week that there'd been a breakup, end of a relationship, and I was hoping you could tell me a little more about that.
No. Um, yeah, I was dating Gwen for about 2 to 3 years, 2.5 years, and one day she just kind of said it was over. That she wanted to have something that was better or longer or something. I didn't quite understand it, I guess, but yeah, it seemed to be going okay for a while, but then all of a sudden she wasn't getting enough out of it, so she just wanted to move on.
So this just kind of hit you out of the blue, or you had warning signs?
Well, the last 3 months or 4 months, she was certainly, a little bit restless, like things aren't perfect, things aren't going right. But I didn't think for a minute it was just gonna. I guess there's a side of me that did. This has happened before, but the other side of me was like, well, it's going fine, from my perspective. So, yeah, I guess it did hit me out of the blue, but when I think about it, maybe it wasn't so out of the blue.
So you had some warning signs, but now your depression was unfolding during this time also, right?
Well, a little bit, but I think it really happened after this a good deal. This was about 3 months ago,
Okay.
and most of it's kind of come since then.
How often do you think about her, or do you think about the breakup?
Well, most days at least sometime. But I thought I'm pretty good at getting beyond these things. I have some experience at it actually. And I kind of thought, well, you don't want me, I don't want you. And I think I'll just go back to what I can do. I can work. I'm good at my work, and I usually think that. And but when I think about her, it's kind of sad that she's not around.
So most days, at some point, your mind will turn to Gwen?
Yeah, at least sometime during the day.
So what kind of thoughts run through your head at those times?
Why'd you do this? Why? Well, why'd you do this? And what I do wrong? What I, now that you bring it up, I saw her with some signs of this, but I don't know what I could have done. I didn't get it right. How'd I mess this one up?
Have you noticed any connection between thinking about Gwen in this way and how you're feeling?
Well, now that you mention it, now that I'm talking about it, I kind of do. Right now I do. I just feel I've been going kind of downhill overall. That seems to overwhelm the picture, and I haven't really. I guess when I do, I think about her more at night, and yeah, I feel more down then. But I kind of put it up to being tired or something.
Well, let me ask you. I didn't do it right. What did I do wrong? I've been through this before. I missed the warning signs. Those are pretty negatively skewed thoughts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, they are.
And when you have them, do they seem partly true? Do they seem completely true?
Well, they seem, I don't know, they seem true. You just kind of asked me the thoughts I had. I hadn't really thought about it real well before you asked me. But they seem true. I don't think that way. Like when we were together, if something was going wrong, I don't think, how am I messing it up?
Mm-hmm.
But they seem mostly true.
So in the context of your troubles at work, and then came this breakup.
Mm-hmm.
And so you had like a 1-2
Mm-hmm.
punch. It's not uncommon for these kind of thoughts to be associated with strong, sad feelings. It's pretty natural. But we call them automatic negative thoughts in this case because they're popping into your head.